Society's new bane on existence is the political acquiescence and or dismissal of masculinity and femininity. In this video or podcast I will go over the points that I think society is beginning to forget the value of, in a way that attempts not to overtly call out any specific groups or make anyone in particular a target. However, I may target political groups, protester groups, and public mindsets. To begin, I would like to address confirmation bias and how this will relate to what I wish to say within this content. There is within society an inherent bias of confirmation within many groups. A growing proportion of political, social, and economical debates are based strongly upon what I believe is an inherent delusion of any movement that its goals cannot change based on social, political, and environmental factors facing that movement. While there may be many forms of inequality still inherent in many systems of society, oftentimes when a movement has that inequality overturned, many parts of that group continue to fight for what is already there. In this piece, I would like to talk about masculinity and the ways that in modern times it seems to be misrepresented or simply lumped in with men. Being a male myself, while I may not be sociologically fitting to talk about this topic in the current political environment, I don't care, and we'll talk about it anyway. Let me start by saying masculinity is not an inherently male trait. The term refers to the way any person of any gender responds to their discovered place in society and in their environment. Masculine actions may include ignoring someone's name-calling, believing in yourself, and taking a leadership position. I think in many ways the illusion pertaining to masculinity being something only men can acquire is the reason why so many women feel threatened by the very terminology. And the solution to this isn't to change the definition of femininity to masculinity. The solution is to undemonize the terminologies and stop gendering them. Realize that a woman having masculine personality trait does not make her unfeminine, and realize that a man having a feminine personality trait does not make them unmasculine. Masculinity does not mean male, and femininity does not mean female. They are broad spectrum categorizations, and people do not have to fall into one side or another. Empathy is feminine, and men can be plenty empathetic. Bravery is masculine, and women can be strong and brave. Society's downfall will be the overabundance of caution against any sort of masculine traits. I believe that the ability to take something on the chin with a grain of salt, or to simply ignore things that may hurt you, is becoming a foreign concept to the many movements who seek to empower weakness. Please take note that I said empower weakness, not the weak. I have no issue at all in empowering the weak. I think that no matter what your sociological, economical, political, or financial background is, that you deserve to reap the benefits of your efforts and merits equally. The issue I have is with empowering those who seek to make us a weaker people. To further reiterate, this does not mean that I have anything against acts of empathy or sympathy towards those who have had what they consider to be terrible things happen to them. My issue is with those who demonize the people who are capable of moving past their issues, and the very act of toughening up. I can recognize that not everyone is born equal, and if finding friends or professionals or a group to help you and support you is beneficial to you, then I highly believe you have every right to do that and should. My issue is with addiction to confirmation bias. At some point in their life, they're going to have to realize that they don't represent anyone but themselves. When they're at home, when they're with their family, they are individuals. And people need to be allowed to learn that what offends them may not offend other people, and that society shouldn't be made to bend to its weakest link. While it is important that those who are physically, mentally, and economically lesser than others are given the chance to have access to the tools needed to create the merits that they can live on, I do not think that those people inherently deserve it without some semblance of effort. Effort should be put into everything, and victory and success is not victory and success unless you've had to run a race to get it. If you are simply given it out of the gate, then it is just a product. People should be held responsible for their acts as individuals, not as part of a group. Groups should be held responsible for group actions, and individuals should be held responsible as individuals. No matter who anyone is, of any race, gender, color, sexuality, sex, or any title they wish to hold or be referred to by, they should be treated as one person, not as any part of any community. Any inherent group of people is doomed to hold to biases, and any group that revolves around a bias creates a faith, and those who do not hold directly to the faith of that group become outcasts. I am not white. I am not bisexual. I am not male. I am not masculine. I am Brenton.